Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with a new video, this time from Red State. The article here is from June 9th. I am recording this on June 10th. You'll probably see it hopefully very, very shortly. But I'm going to move some of my other videos back, and this one will take one of their places just because it's more timely. And it's called Chris Sununu just nails why Trump indictments won't matter at this point in heated exchange with Jen Psaki. So I certainly hope that's the case because they're all BS anyway. So just in case you don't know who Chris Sununu is, I believe he's the governor of New Hampshire, and he was possibly going to be a presidential candidate, and he came out and had a whole press conference, or not a press conference, but like a thing on, I think it was CNN, just to say, nope, I'm not doing it. So let's get into the article. It says, needless to say, Donald Trump's announcement Thursday, so that was June 8th, that he will be indicted in the classified documents probe has understandably sparked a firestorm on the right, with many questioning the timing and pointing to the highly politicized two-tier system of justice off of which the Biden administration is operating, especially considering what we've learned this week concerning the Biden bribery allegations. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. It's definitely one thing is worse than the other, and the thing that is worse is the one that's not getting the person's not getting charged. To continue, it says, but as new information continues to roll in, including a supposedly damning tape at the center of the indictment where Trump allegedly admits wrongdoing, questions are swirling about what this will mean for Trump going forward in terms of his 2024 presidential election campaign, specifically how this will impact voter opinions on the former president. So the question, in my opinion, that's the author speaking, was answered just a few days before news of the coming indictment in a heated exchange between New Hampshire Governor, okay, I was right about that, Governor Chris Sununu, and former Biden press secretary turned MSNBC host Jen Psaki, who obviously is going to be completely impartial here. And I did read this exchange, and this is why anyone on the right should not speak to anyone on the left, because she's just completely whole hog in for her side, and just, yeah, it's as bad as you probably expect it to be. She just, in one ear and out the other, or goes overhead, whatever you want to say. So it says, Sununu, perhaps feeling a little freer to express his unvarnished commentary, considering he has decided not to jump into the presidential race, told Psaki that in the scheme of things, any indictment past or present against Trump likely won't matter in the eyes of most voters because Trump's critics on the left and media have thoroughly discredited themselves with the Russia collusion nonsense, and there's no going back for them at this point. And that's an extremely good point. So let's go through what the actual discussion was between Chris Sununu and Jen Psaki. So Chris Sununu says, obviously they don't. No, they absolutely don't matter. No, these indictments, if I may, a combination of the media, you're creating the boy who cried wolf syndrome, right? God, that is a good quote, if ever. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Oh, he's done something wrong. The first time you're like, oh my God, let's get him. And then nothing happens because he didn't do anything wrong. Then it happens again, and you're like, well, you were wrong the first time, but okay, maybe this will stick. And then it happens a third time, and you're like, well, how about now? Nope. And by the fourth time, you're just like, yeah, you guys just keep reaching for things and nothing ever sticks, so why are we doing this? I mean, it's quite literally the boy who cried wolf. So back to Chris Sununu's quote, he said, what happened in New York was wrong. I mean, it really was. They're beating up on Trump for political reasons. Everybody sees that. What happened with the Russian collusion, in bunny ears, scare quotes, I combine those two together, says that never existed, effectively exonerated the guy so he can play a victim card. True. Says you've all created a situation where, God, what kind of planet are we on where Donald Trump's become the victim? That's what it is. And Jen Psaki says, well, first of all, I think, well, we know. So she apparently is just stuttering over her own words because she doesn't know what to say. And Chris Sununu says, and so now nobody believes it. Psaki comes back with, well, we know. I have to stop you right there because we know very clearly that Putin and the Kremlin did intervene in our election in order to try to help Donald Trump back in 2016. So I'm going to stop right there and just say that this is what I'm talking about. She is trying to pass along something that is provably false as something that's actually true. Okay? And this is the problem with her. Okay, she should know this information. She's on a news program, okay, on a major news network, and she doesn't know that this was determined to be completely false. The sentence that I highlighted right here. That should get her fired from any job. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. Understand that. And that was kind of why I wanted to bring this whole article up in the first place, was just to point out that a major news anchor on a major news network is trying to talk to someone about something that has been verifiably proven to be false. Okay, so let's see what else she says. She says, so we know that that is true, but about the Russian stuff, but you may think that they shouldn't engage in this messaging, as a messaging tool because it's not helpful to them. Is that what you were saying? And he says, Chris Sununu says, yeah, well, I'm not willing to relitigate, the Russian collusion nonsense that went on for 2 years. Jen Psaki says, you don't need to relitigate it. It's been litigated by lawyers and investigators. Yes, and proven false. So you're, again, you are wrong. And Sununu says, where everyone said it was real, yeah, it's nonsense. And Psaki says that's arguably not true, but continue. No, it's not arguable, Jen. It's not. You lost. It's false. Okay, it's not an arguable thing anymore. You don't get to say that. Okay, again, major news anchor on a major news network passing along certifiably false information. And imagine all the people out there that actually still believe that that's true, even though it's been proven multiple times. The Mueller investigation and then the Durham investigation have proven that the Trump campaign, nobody in his campaign had any contact with any Russians at all, and that in fact it was Hillary's side that got the whole thing started, and Joe Biden and Obama and Brennan and Clapper and all those guys in the deep state knew about it. Okay, this isn't something that's even arguable at this point, Miss Psaki. You definitely need to get your head out of your ass. So then Chris Sununu says, yeah, but nobody buys that any attack on Trump isn't anything but political, which is true. As everybody has kind of created the scenario. He's playing it to the fullest. He is playing the violin strings better than anyone imagined, which is why his poll numbers are actually going up. And he's 100% right. And then this is where it actually happened in this embedded tweet. We're going to skip past that. And this is back to the actual author speaking here. It says, this was perhaps my favorite moment. The look on Sununu's face when Psaki tried to claim the Russian collusion thing with Trump was real. Okay. She says it's real, and he's like, excuse me? What? So yeah, that's actually pretty funny. So it says, article goes on to Sununu is absolutely right here in that regardless of how the indictments against Trump pan out in the courts, that this is unlikely to ding him with the majority of the American public outside of the rabid leftists who already despise him. In fact, after the first indictment, his poll numbers shot up big time because at this point people see right through the weaponization of the government at the highest levels and are just fed up with it. While this is good news for Trump, it is going to present problems in the future for the justice system because the American people need to have a certain level of confidence in it that it isn't being used and abused for political reasons to punish opponents. There are going to be charges leveled in the future against someone in politics, maybe even Trump, that actually do have teeth and which deserve to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But because so few people have faith in that system anymore, the court of public opinion is going to be absolutely brutal for its defenders, and they'll have no one to blame but their inability to win over the trust of the public but themselves. Excellent article, excellent reporting there. I should make this like the thumbnail for this particular video. In fact, I'm going to find a way to do that because that's brilliant. But in any case, let me know what you guys think about the whole indictment thing. I think everything is just BS. There's obviously a two-tiered system of justice in this country. What do you think about this article, about the indictment? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.